Okay, here's the new toolbox, the aluminum toolbox next to the old one I was using. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good, a little bit wider. Yeah, this one's right at 20 inches, and it's 12 deep. This one was about 10 roughly, so I had a little bit more room up to the back of the front seat bracket. And yeah, I got about the same height. It's got handles on the sides, spring-loaded handles, nothing on top, which I like that because I use this kind of to climb in and out of the back of the truck, and I'm always putting my knee right there, and having the handle there, you can't really put your knee in there. And then it's got a latch, and there's the inside. It does have this pneumatic strut in there. I think I will probably just get rid of that. This piece here needs to stay because that's for the latch, but then that piece down there, the little angle bracket, I probably don't need that, and I could probably cut some of this off here. Okay, there we go. It's a pretty tight fit in there. Let's see what the lid pops up like. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to I might have to trim this down a little bit here, because when the door opens it rides up on that. The front seat goes back that far, and it'll recline a little bit. I don't get the full recline like I used to. Like if I was going to sleep in the truck overnight, you know, just pull off the road, I would get in the passenger seat, fold it all the way back, and then, you know, it wasn't really level, but you could kind of stretch out a little bit. But the whole idea with this is I've got this plus that is a little over 6 feet, so there's enough room now to put a pad down there and then use this kind of as the head end of the bed, and then there's my work pad, and then I'll probably get a small version of that to put on here. So this will be a little bit higher, except one thing I'm thinking of is getting rid of the carpet back here. I forget where it splits. I think the carpet in back just goes up under the front seat, and then it's separate. So I think I might do that, because then I can get this down closer to the ground here, padding and carpet and whatnot right in here. So let me show you one other thing that I've got to change. I think towards the end of last year I came up with this idea for a hold down clasp here to keep these seat backs from flipping up, like if you got really off camber or, you know, started going over bumpy roads, because I'm going to have my fridge over here. It's going to be sitting there, but if you got going on a real bumpy, bumpy whoop-de-doos, that thing could start bouncing up and down. It'll be screwed down to the panel, but the panel can start bouncing. So I found these clasps, which I really like. They hold really nice and solid, except now, while I had the problem still before, because I had the toolbox here, I had to slide the toolbox forward to get to this. And with this toolbox, I don't think I really want to be sliding it around, because it's a lot bigger and it's going to be heavier with more stuff in it. So I think these have to go. It was a great idea, except if you have stuff here, you got to move it out of the way. But at the time, I didn't have any other place to mount things. But originally, I kept the factory side panel in here. And when I decided to replace those, I had to put threaded inserts in here to get rid of the plastic push pins. And one of the benefits of those inserts, I can get a screw eye in there. And then I was at the hardware store last week, and I found they have these spring-loaded eye bolt hooks. And these have like a spring-loaded keeper on there. Okay, yeah, that'll fit right there. And then, yeah, if I cut this off here, I can probably screw this little screw eye in right there. So if I cut this down,
maybe below that hole there, and then cut the end off, and then that way this piece can screw down into the board that's on the bottom. Yeah, I think I'll do that, is get rid of this carpet. It's seen better days. It's pretty dirty, and like I say, if you get water in here, you've got to get the vacuum out and try to vacuum out the water, and let everything air out and dry. I don't know if that's wet under there or just there's some sort of film under there. I don't know if it's wet or what it is, but yeah, I think I'm gonna just lose all this carpet back here. I'll get rid of my clasps since I don't need those. That's one of the things I really like about these threaded inserts, is it just gives you the option. You can take a bolt out and put a screw eye in. And then what I did the other night is I'm not using that hole there, but I put a threaded insert in. And then I'm also not using that rearmost hole. I'm using this one, that one, but not necessarily that other one. But I figure that would be a really nice place for another screw eye right there. If I put one on this side and then I put one over there on the other side, because that will be about the front of my folding cargo deck. So I'll have 2 sheets of plywood in the back that are about, you can see there's a silver line on the roll bar. They'll be about that level, and they'll be up to this piece that's hanging down there. That's where the rear seat back latch mounts to. So having something like a strap across there would be a really good way to keep things from sliding forward. But yeah, anyway, I think that toolbox will work. That's about the biggest thing you can fit back here. So yeah, I guess that'll be the next project, is I gotta yank out the carpet, and then I think I'll have to pull my center console because that bolts down there. So this isn't the factory console, it's a Tuffy security console that I put in. Yeah, that's the next project, I guess, is get rid of this carpet. 40-year-old carpet, and you can see it's just really dirty. So yeah, I think that's the plan, is I'll pull out the carpet, clean everything up here, and then I'll have to decide if I want to keep this side panel. A little work to get that in there, but as always, thanks for watching.